Let me see if I can record this before the sun completely goes down. But understand, guys, a spiritual healing is not going to change your life. Now, this is not saying that they don't work. I mean, trust me, they don't work if you go to phonies, okay? They don't work if you go to the fake healers, okay? Which, there's a lot of them out there, and you really have to use proper discernment to vet through different people. And one trap that people fall for is the aesthetics of somebody or their following. Like, for example, if they look nice, if they're really attractive on the outside, if they're very charming, and maybe they have a lot of popularity on social media, you might think that this person is more credible than other people who might not have the same level of like charm, like physical charm, or like that much popularity or traction on their social media. You have to understand that spiritual realm is very different from the physical realm, okay? So for example, on the physical realm, it is a lot easier to manipulate, and manipulation sometimes looks like charming people. Like, for example, if you look a certain way, if you look presentable, if you look a certain way that people expect you to look, then of course people are going to maybe trust you more, because an aesthetic is something that you can fabricate. That's easy. Like, also even your attitude, the way that you are nice, the way that you're kind, the way that you might be extremely charismatic with the way that you show your mannerisms to people, then obviously people who don't really have the eye of spiritual discernment are going to fall for that, because okay, this person looks nice, they dress nicely, they have a lot of following, they look nice, I'm very charmed. Like, that's what I'm saying. This is a bewitchment. There might be charm involved there, okay? And unless you have the discernment, like I was saying, you're not going to be able to tell, you're not going to be able to see through that charm. So to sort out real credible people, practitioners, like whatever you're choosing it for, whether it's for healing, divination, like root work, whatever it is, you can't just pick a person based on their looks, based on their physical attributes, okay? Again, physical attributes are very easy to fabricate. Like, look at the celebrities, for example. The prettier they are, the more attention they get. Like, everything's about looks. I mean, even in our mundane life, think about it. People focus on money, status, career. People define the success as like physical things, physical attributes. And the halo effect, for example, people thinking that the more good looking you are, the nicer you must be, which you know that to be false. So what I'm trying to say here is that if you're looking for like someone that can really guide you, particularly revolving around medicine or healing for your soul, and especially if you don't really know what healing is, I think it's easy to fall for something when you don't really have an experience with things. So like, how are you supposed to know how to vet things if you don't even know what to look for? Like, just like how there is fraudulent activity and scam going on in all fields, like, for example, even if you go to like doctors, like actual doctors with like medical degree, not all of them are ethical. So maybe this goes back with the ethics. Maybe this is easier to understand. Not everyone is ethical, and sometimes that comes from their own ignorance. Maybe they truly think that they are the best healer out there, but it just, sometimes people are delusional. People really think highly of themselves. It doesn't make it objectively truthful. You know what I'm saying? And it is your job to discern that. It is your job to vet that through people. But the point I was trying to make is that if you feel like your life is a mess right now and you feel stuck, don't think that a spiritual healing session is going to help that. It can. It really depends on your situation. You really never know. But just because you feel stuck right now, it doesn't mean that you need a cleanse. Like I said, it can mean that, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. And that's also dangerous, because one of the common things that these fake readers or people who do divination, one of these things that people tell you is that someone did a spell on you, someone put a hex on you. And that's not always true. Like, I've had clients also tell me that someone else, they've been going to even like shamans. Like, we're talking shamans, like these like spiritual healers, told them that they have to like resolve some past life karma, and you have to do these spiritual healing sessions to resolve this. And again, if that works for you, like sometimes there are cases where you might really need like energy attunement and cleansing. That, again, I'm saying it very like clearly that that can be a thing. But if you try it like a few times, and I say a few times because with a lot of cases, one session isn't going to be enough. Like, for example, I offer energy sessions, like massage sessions, but I never put the expectation that, oh, this one session is going to cure everything. Like, that's not it. That's not the expectation that I put on the effects of the healing sessions that I do. I mean, I do it for different reasons depending on the person's needs, but anyways, that's besides the point. I digress. If your life is not going the way that you want, what you need is like a proper assessment and you having to ground yourself. Maybe you're putting too much energy into like outside things. You're trying to find answers outside of you. Maybe that's bewitching you even more, making it more worse for yourself because you're getting more confused. So I hope this makes sense to a lot of you guys, that spiritual healing is not the answer for every single problem that you experience on the physical realm. So I feel like I included a lot of different topics in this video, but what I want to leave you guys with is, don't think that spirituality is going to solve your problem. Like it alone is not going to solve your problem, especially because of the way that people are taking this, like especially because of the way there's so much misinformation out there. Like it has become like a route for escapism. Understand that when you are empty on the inside and you feel like you need to find something to fulfill that, which a lot of people do with spirituality, because it sounds magnetic, it sounds cool, because we're not talking about spirits now, that's how you become so vulnerable to scams. Okay, then there's a lot of scams out there. One thing for sure is that there's nothing that's going to change your life for you. You have to be the one completely going in charge. You have to be the one completely aware, in tune with yourself, and don't ever give that power away to anyone. And do not associate someone's legitimacy and credibility for their gift or abilities because they're popular. Okay, popularity is a physical thing. Understand, right? We talked about this a little bit in this video. The things that might be cool on the physical realm, they're not the same things that are considered cool in the spiritual realm. You know why? Because in the spiritual realm, everything is translated and everything is communicated via energy. And energy is one thing that you cannot fake.